Okay, so what I want to do is bring you back, well, now over a year ago, at the very start of the pandemic, and with colleagues in the Academy of Medical Sciences and MQ, the only dedicated mental health research charity in the UK. There was a number of us, myself, Emily Holmes, who's in Sweden, Matthew Huthoff, and Ed Bullmore, two psychiatrists in England, and we convened this group really trying to ensure that mental health was central to the pandemic response. So then where that took us to then is, again, a useful editorial published by Lewis Appleby, again, very recently, which again highlights this sort of notion that, yes, indeed, the suicide rates haven't increased, but we need to be cautious. And it's really important that we're cautious because we know as we recover from the pandemic, that those differentials, that sort of disparity between the people who have or were affected and those who weren't affected is going to grow. We know that the concern is that certainly in the United Kingdom and other countries, there's been a furlough system in place to protect people's jobs. So although there is data published from the United Kingdom suggesting that during the pandemic, of all the jobs lost, 83% or 85%, I think it was, of the jobs lost during the pandemic in the UK were amongst people under the age of 35. Our concern is that that may get worse because as that furlough system of these safety nets are withdrawn, the vulnerability or the impact of the vulnerability may increase. Not to mention individuals who are more socially isolated, not to mention individuals with pre-existing mental health problems. But what's worth noting here is that basically in young people in that most recent lockdown, which is this period now, there seems to be evidence of increase in suicidal thoughts in this age group, this 18 to 29, who we've seen from waves 1, 2 and 3 are particularly vulnerable. And again, the pattern for people with pre-existing mental health problems, unsurprisingly, they're still much more suicidal than those without mental health problems.